Josh Bycer from GameWisdom.com, and for this video, this is going to be a Darkest Dungeon new player survival guide. I've been watching the Steam forums and general reviews of the game, and there's a lot of people who are having trouble with the Darkest Dungeon starting out. And there's been some debates over, is the game too hard, is it too easy, why am I dying all the time, stuff like that. So I wanted to dial things back a little bit and put together a little strategy guide and just a little welcome kit to the Darkest Dungeon. Because the early game is probably the hardest part of the game and the one most players are going to essentially witness and either get through it or just completely burn out and hate the game. Now, one thing before we get started, if you are watching this record right now on YouTube, this video is going to be part of the early access of Darkest Dungeon. According to our little note up here, this is build 10266, which means that things may be a little different with later versions or when the game is officially released. But the core elements of the game should remain the same, and that's what's important here. And for those of you who are looking for a continuation of my play, we'll have to do that another time. Okay. There we go. We're going to be skipping like story, cutscene, stuff like that, because we're just want to focus on the mechanics. Got my bottle of water here. I think I'm going to be using that a lot in this video. Waiting for the game to finish loading. Come on. Come on, game. Come on. There, wait. What happened? Don't tell me the... Oh, the game just crashed. That is perfect, isn't it, folks? Alright. 1 second, take 2. That's where the game is so hard, it'll stop you from playing. Alright, 1 second there. Come on, game. Alright. Let's try this again. It would be perfect irony if I go make this guy and we can't start a new game. Come on. There we go. Yay! It actually loaded that time. Good. 1 second, let me load back up the Twitch channel. For those of you watching this live, I will be taking questions from new players, or if you have anything you would like to ask about the game. Okay. Let me see. I just want to turn off tutorials. We won't need that. One of the things the developers have added is the ability to remove corpses and the heart attack mechanic from the game. Corpses are basically the remains of the enemies that will affect your combat, and heart attacks can kill your characters, or it will kill your character, if they hit 200 stress. Personally, I've heard a lot of people say that it's too hard or it's unfair. I don't really have a problem with them, so I'm going to leave them on, and this is how the game is supposed to be played, so I figure that's the best way to train. Alright. Just want to make sure everything is looking good here. Good. This is the starting area of the game. This is the preamble before you get into the main version. Right now we have a party of 2, but we will have our main party be of 4 members once we get to town. Yeah, thank you, game. Let's go over the UI briefly. Up here, this is your objective, and this will allow you to flee the dungeon. if things are too dangerous. Now for this first quest we can't do that obviously, but this will be very important later on. This is your torch meter. Starts at 100 and go all the way down to 0. The higher it is, the greater the advantage it is to you. At 100 light, or actually between 76 and 100, you'll have increased chances to get information on the map, and enemies may be surprised, which give you a free turn. As the torch goes down, down, and down, enemies will get an increased chance to critically hit, which will do more damage to you. You'll get more stress, and you'll also have a greater chance to critically hit enemies as well, and you'll also get more loot per fighting. So when you get down to this level, this is meant for high level play or expert players. There's also a chance you'll run into a new super enemy called a Shambler, but we're not going to be talking about that for a while. Okay, down here is the map of the actual dungeon. Each dungeon is procedurally generated, but you're always given an idea of the actual floor plan. We have our loot here. We'll fill up with items that you can use, such as food or potions, which we'll talk about later. And this is where you also keep your loot. This is a trinket spot to equip trinkets onto your heroes. Trinkets will provide passive buffs to your characters and come in either specific variety, which are class specific, or general. And we'll be seeing a lot of those later on. As you can see, we have our two heroes, and the positioning is important. This will determine what skills your character can use, as you can see on the UI here for each skill. The dots that are lit up that are yellow on the left shows what position your character has to be in to use that skill, and the red dots on the right show what positions this skill will hit. This is important for strategy, as you want to try to be able to hit every enemy in the group, or be strong enough to quickly tear through front row enemies to get to the back row guys. Down here we have your character stats. Accuracy and crit are self-explanatory, as well as damage. Dodge is your chance to dodge attacks. Protection is essentially armor. The higher the percentage is, the more damage you will resist from enemy attacks, and it is possible to take 0 damage from an enemy hit, but that is very rare. And speed determines essentially who will go first during combat. Higher your speed, the greater the chance that you will be able to act first. Now we look at our heroes. As you can see, we have 2 so far. You can see this is his stress level, starting at 10. When his stress hits 100 from either taking damage or events in the dungeon, they'll have a resolve check, where the character will either gain a super perk for the remainder of the dungeon, or get a massive disadvantage for the remainder of the dungeon. And again, if it hits 200, they will have a heart attack and die. Over here you can see the skills that we have. You can only have 4 skills available for combat, but you can mix and match them while you're wandering around the dungeon. This tells you the best positions for that character based on the skills, and the best targets for him to hit. Camping skills we'll be talking about later on. Here is the character's equipment. Equipment basically are the base stats of the character. As you can see, his armor provides dodge and health, while his armor has less dodge for more health. And you'll be able to upgrade this from the town once we get into it. Now what's important about Darkest Dungeon are the quirk system. The quirks are basically ways that your character becomes defined as they explore the dungeon. You have positive quirks on the left, negative quirks on the right. Generally speaking, high level play revolves around keeping the good perks that are related to that character on, while getting rid of negative or not so good quirks. Sorry, need to grab a drink there. For this character, when you start out playing with Dark Dungeon, you're always going to have the same characters for the first quest, but then things will quickly change from there. And you want to get rid of this guy actually very quickly because of this kleptomaniac perk. or quirk. What this does is it gives him a chance of taking all the items you'll get as a reward from combat or exploration, and that's not good, because you need these items to improve the metagame. And last, before we get started, we have resistances down here. This shows how much your character can defend against certain types of attack. So stun, blight, disease. Trap gives him the chance of disarm. So if we come over here, he has an 8% chance to disarm traps that can appear on the field. Death Blow is a chance a character will survive a hit when they have 0 health. This is the way of giving your guy one last chance to survive. Once they hit 0 health, the next hit will have a chance to kill them. And the Death Blow, or the Death Blow resist, will give you a greater chance of surviving that. So with all that said, we've been talking now for a good 10 minutes. Let's actually play this game. So we have to click on the room.
Brigands have run up these lanes.
There's our narrator.
Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just
We're
ahead.
going to have a fight any second. There we go.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Alright, so you can see the enemy stats over here. This guy has protection, which means he will resist 15% of the damage that's coming his way. So we know I have a base of 5 to 10, it's going to only do 4 to 8 because of his resistances. Below you can see how he'll resist different types of attacks: stun, blight, bleed, debuff, and move. Stun is special because it has a chance of basically taking the enemy out of combat. Every time you stun an enemy, he'll gain a resistance to the next stun chance. This is to prevent you from basically stun locking an enemy and being unable to take damage from him. So we will be attacking. As you can see, the best attack is going to be the open vein. The damage mod means that it does 15% less damage than my normal hit, while this has a damage mod of negative 60%. As you can see, these other skills won't work because they can't attack the first row enemy, which is what this guy is. So we're going to attack. 4 damage. And he's been bled. Now it's his turn. 2? Okay, not bad. But it did push him back. Now what's important about bleed and blight is that the damage will happen to the guy before he takes his action, and if it kills an enemy, it will remove their corpse. So our Crusader is a good frontline guy. He can attack, he can stun an enemy, and he can basically taunt the enemy and give himself protection. So what we're going to do, if we look at this, his attack will do by default 6 to 12 if it hits. So since the guy only has 6 health, we're going to take the chance and hopefully kill him. And we do.
The fiend falls,
there's the guy's corpse remaining, but we're done with combat. Let's take that gold. We're going to reposition them back this way because we want the Crusader in the front row. We'll move forward. As you can see, the light is draining. Here's an event. Events are where you can check something and it can either give you something good or something bad. And also events will sometimes have a chance to use an item to basically guarantee a positive outcome. Since this is the starting area, we're just going to have to use this. Got a little bit of
leave
gold.
nothing unchecked. There is much to be found.
As you can see, we're in dim
places.
light now. So we're getting more stress and there's less chance we'll surprise the enemy. I'm going to use food here to recover, and we are going to go in.
An ambush. Send these
Alright,
vermin
as you can see, we got a big boy here. He takes up 2 slots,
and their kind is no longer welcome.
and he's a lot more dangerous. Now, he has no protection, which is good, but he has a lot of health. For these types of fights, you want to try and stun the enemy or wear him down. As a basic rule of the Darkest Dungeon, back row enemies are always going to be more dangerous in that position, so you want to either try and move them up or stun them if possible. This guy will basically attack the entire party while he's in the 3rd or 4th position. Now this little mark here says that this character still has a turn to take. This is a great way to know who to stun and who to target with your attacks. So what I can do... Now I can't attack the Fusilier with my bleed, but I could shoot him with the gun. Just like in traditional RPG rules, an enemy with 1 health is as dangerous as an enemy with 100. So it's better to kill an enemy rather than leave 2 enemies close to dying. I'm going to... We have a chance of bleeding, and his bleed will do 2 points of damage for 3 rounds. So that's really 6 points of damage overall. But I think I want to deal with this guy first. Alright, so let's do that. Now my guy has been buffed for 4 rounds. He's going to have increased damage, accuracy, and crit chance. I'm going to try a stun. Basically, my stun has a base of 100%. He has a 50% resistance to stun. So basically those 2 numbers are going to interact. I don't know the exact math, unfortunately, and that's probably for more expert play. I could protect myself, but since this guy is the only one left to attack this turn, I'm going to go for the stun. Did it work? Good. So he's lost his turn. Round 2. And now my guy, as you can see, he has a lot more damage potential this time around. There we go. It wasn't properly changing. So I am going to try to hit him now. We do more damage and we have a greater chance to bleed. Now this, we can do 3 to 6. And this could set him up to be killed next round. If I get the crit, this guy's dead. Let's see. Let's take the chance. Oh, and we miss. And here comes his blended fire. Oh, now it's his turn. That's where I'm probably caused the bleed. So now we're going to take some damage per turn. This time we're just going to go straight damage. Oh, and we miss. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, so next turn this guy is dead. Which is good because we're taking a lot of damage. Okay, we're going to try another stun. And he resisted it this time. Whew. Alright, now since this guy only takes 1 hit to kill, I'm going to do the Grape Shot Blast because I will be able to do some damage to him.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Try another stun. Good. If I had bandages with me, I could heal this bleed damage, but I don't. So now I'm just going to go for some bleed on him. Good. Now I'm going to actually use his Bulwark of Faith, and you'll see what the protection's going to do. He's marked, so enemies are going to have a greater chance at targeting him. It's only doing 2 damage, so not bad. We'll try to stack the bleed. Good, so now it's going to do more damage per turn. 0, that's what we want to see. But our bleed is starting to get pretty nasty. But this guy is dead this round.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Alright, and here's our reward. Now this chest, as you can see, it's been trapped. This is basically tells us that if we use this chest, something bad is going to happen. So we're just going to ignore it, and we're going to leave. After combat, all your rewards are going to get tallied up. And we got a new... Oh. So this guy's not doing so well. He got a new negative quirk, he got +1, and he got a disease. Diseases are generally bad all around. Even if they give you a slightly good thing, the negatives usually will outweigh it. For completing the quest, they've also leveled up, which means they're going to have a little higher resistances to damage, and they'll be able to be upgraded back at town.
Welcome home, such as it is.
Okay.
Squalid hamlet,
This
these
is your
corrupted
hamlet, and
lands,
this represents
they are yours
the
now,
big part of the
and you are
Darkest
bound
Dungeon,
to
what's
them.
going to probably slip up a lot of new players.
Most will end up here,
Starting out in the
covered
Darkest
poisoned
Dungeon,
earth,
the
awaiting
hamlet
merciful
is going to be
oblivion.
priority 1. It's more so than your heroes, because improving the hamlet's going to make your life a lot easier. Think of this as XCOM. When you first start out, your squaddies aren't going to survive that much, and if they do, it's going to be by the skin of their teeth. By improving things here, it's going to set you up to make the game a lot easier as time goes on. So the first thing, and the absolute first thing you want to do whenever you start a game with Darkest Dungeon, is to improve the stagecoach.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and
Waiting for him
corpses,
to finish his old talk. Okay.
all will find their way to
All
us
right, come
now
on,
that the
narrator.
road is clear.
Thank you. Okay, the stagecoach basically brings new heroes to your hamlet every week of play. Basically, that means after every quest. And the first thing you want to do is upgrade
Great
this
heroes
twice.
can be found even here, in the mud and rain.
Okay. The reason you want to do this is because at level 2, it means you're going to get 4 heroes every week. This means that no matter what happens, you will always have a full party to go exploring and get resources. Heroes Barracks increases the amount of heroes you can store at one time. We're not too worried about that right now. These 2 heroes are always the first 2 that you will get in this game. After this first level, everything else is going to be completely up for grabs. And question in chat, I am playing with the heart attacks and the corpses on. That is the way, as I said earlier in the cast, or in this video, that is the way the game is being balanced, and I think that's the best way to play the game so that you can learn it. So since we only have 2 heroes, we're going to take
Better
these 2.
laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield.
Now the rest of these buildings are going to be unlocked as we complete more quests, so we can't do anything with them here. And we'll talk about these heroes in 1 second. Down here, these are your resources, and this is what's used to upgrade the various buildings. More of these you get, the better. Here's where we store our trinkets, which we have none at the moment. So let's go over these 4 heroes starting out. Don't worry about the quirks or the diseases, since our roster is going to be changing very frequently. The Crusader is your first frontline tank character. He's really good against the undead. As you can see, his skill gets plus 15 damage against unholy enemies. He also can heal and heal stress as well. Basically a good starting out character. Only real weakness is that he's primarily a first and second row character, as you can see. The Highwayman is your range and pretty much dodge character. He has good skills for attacking basically the entire group of enemies. He can buff himself, and he has some decent melee. His best skill is the point blank shot, as it does the most damage possible, and in the hands of a buff character thanks to trinkets, you can pretty much almost one-hit kill a lot of the smaller enemies with it. His weakness, however, is that he doesn't have a lot of health, and if he's targeted and he can't dodge it, he's going to be in trouble. We'll talk more about the quirks and which ones to look for after the first week of play. The Plague Doctor, she is a really great back row character. She can cause blight on the enemy, and with the increased buffs to damage over time skills, can make her really useful to weaken enemies and set them up to be killed. They can also heal characters with battlefield medicine, as well as enhance them with emboldening vapors. And this skill, this clears corpses. This is a new thing that was added with the corpse update. Certain skills are basically complete counters to corpses, and when you use them, it's going to destroy the corpses without having to directly attack them. we've got the Vestal. She is another holy character. Her skills will do decent damage against the Unholy, the Hand of Light, but she can also be used in the back row as a long-range spellcaster and healer, which is probably what you're going to use her for the most. Alright, so with that, we're going to go to our next screen.
A mecca of madness
Again, I'm just wait for him
and
to finish
morbidity.
talking.
Your work begins.
Okay. Get used to the screen because you're going to be seeing this a lot. This is where you'll be sending your heroes out on quests. Get this party together. These areas will become unlocked over time, while these two are locked in the early access version. This one will be added really soon. The marks up here tell you what resources you'll be able to find by going into those areas, and this little mark shows how close you are to having access to the boss quests. Over here we have the rewards we'll get for completing this quest, and the rewards will be randomly generated along with the quests after this first one. Nothing else to do here, so let's go.
The cost of preparedness,
Alright.
measured now in gold, later in blood.
This screen is where you'll buy items that you'll take into the dungeon, and this is another area where new players can get stumped with. Each item serves a purpose, which will go down the list. Food lets you recover health and is used in hunger events where the entire party will have to eat or they'll suffer a stress and health penalty. The shovel will break debris that is shown in the dungeon as well as used in certain events. If you run out of shovels, you'll have to dig out corridors with your hands, which will cause a massive stress hit and do damage. Anti-venom is also used for events and can be used to cure characters who are hit by blight attacks. Bandages again used for events, and if your character is bled, the bandage will cure them. Medicinal herbs can be used for events, and if your character is hit with a debuff like negative accuracy or a weaken attack, you can use the medicinal herb to cure that. Keys are used to unlock treasure chests, and I haven't seen any doors yet, honestly. I wonder if that will come later on. Holy water is used for events, and it can be used to buff your heroes and make them more resistant. And then the torch is used to increase the light. As we talked about earlier, the lighter it is, the safer it is for your heroes. Now, the big problem for new players is deciding just how much you want to take into a dungeon. You pretty much have to go by how long the dungeon is, either short, medium, or long. Generally, food, I like to take at least 12 for a short dungeon. A lot of people may take more, but remember, you want to take enough to help you, but not put you in the red with your gold. Shovels, I like to take at least 2 or 3. Torches, I like to take at least 8, maybe even more on short ones, because you're going to be using them constantly. For the rest, these are for the events, and it's important to know, based on what area you explore, what event you'll run into. Now, because I've played this enough, I know it's going to take at least 1 key. I'll actually take 2 keys. And I am going to take some holy water. And I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. And I'm going to take a medicinal herb. For other areas, we'll talk about as we play, you're going to want to change this up. But for starting out, this is a good way to get the ball rolling. I am not going to take bandage or anti-venom because at this early stage, I don't really care about my heroes. I care more about the resources we're going to get. So we're going to go. Okay. Now for the ruins, this is an undead-filled area, which is why the Crusader and the Vestal are good to take here. Now, you can use them in other areas, but this is kind of their bread and butter.
Back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
Thank you. You can see everyone starts with some stress. Generally speaking, as long as you keep stress below 50, that's a good way to start an area or start a new dungeon. Higher than 50, you want the character to recover in town, which will show. So for this quest, here's our map. We need to complete 100% of the room battles. Now we don't know how many rooms there's going to be, so we're just going to have to explore. Alright, first battle. These guys were recently weakened. They had high protection, and it made them very frustrating for new players to fight. So, with this, it really doesn't matter what we're going to hit with. So, let's just go for it. The Blight. Oh, he resisted. So here's our choice. I can either attack both of these guys for 5 to 9. So there's a guaranteed chance I'll kill this guy if it hits. Not so guaranteed that I can kill this one. But I think it's worth it if I can kill both these guys in one hit. Now, he unfortunately still has the Yit, or the Fits, which means his accuracy has suffered. So let's see what happens. Good. Killed them both. And now it's his turn. Oh, good. No hit. Oh, we didn't want that. But we could heal with the vessel if she got hit there. So we're just going to do some damage. And
executed with impunity.
Cover some stress, and we got some resources. These items here you always want to open up because they're always good in them. And we come to the first room. As you can see, our light has dimmed to 70, so I'm going to use a torch to get that back up so we get the scaling chance. Later in the game, you are going to want to mess with lowering the torch to get greater rewards, but at this point for new players, you want to keep this torch above 75 whenever possible. Okay. First actual fight. Alright, so we've got 4 enemies here. We have a skeleton and 3 humans. As you can see, their stats are once again along the bottom right. Now, since he's acting first, we don't know who we're going to target. Now, since our Crusader is good against Unholy, I'm going to try and save the Bone Rabble for last. So, I'm going to try and target him. Good, he's bled. And now this is a party where the Plague Doctor comes in real handy, because she can attack both these rows with Blight, and these guys have low resistances to it. So if it connects, there's a good chance they are going to be affected. Oh, she resisted. And now it's his turn. Again, because of the +1 holy, I want to hit this guy. Now, if we hit this, yeah, I want to try and take him out. Good. That's 1 enemy less. And we're still going. This is really great. So here's the challenge here. I decide who to attack. He is going to take 2 points of damage this turn, so technically he only has 7 health. We could hit him for 4 to 8, or we could attempt a stun. Either way, I am going to get hurt this round, so if I hit him, I need to do at least 7 damage in order for the blade or the poison to kill him, and I don't have the odds aren't really in my favor to do that. So I think I am going to stun. I'll do a little bit of damage to this guy, and I may take him out this round. Good.
The way is lit.
Now it's their turn.
Clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
As you can see, that moved her to the front row, which means she cannot use her range skills anymore. Thankfully, she dodged, and now he will, of course, not get hit, or, I'm sorry, he won't attack. So, once again, we're going to do another Blight. Because if this connects and causes him to get bladed again, he will now take 6 damage. So let's see. Good. So you can see, he will now take 6 damage this round. We are getting really lucky here. She really should have been hit there. Now that she's in the front row, I have a choice. Do I attack, or do I move her back? If I move her back, she'll need to move back twice in order to use her spells, so it really just makes sense to stay up here and attack. He will take 2 damage this round, so as long as I do 2 more, or actually 3 damage, this guy's dead. Or he'll just die right there. As you can see, the corpses remain. Oh, let's see, is he going to be pushed? Oh, that's actually not good, because he can't really do anything from the back row. Fortunately, the Highwayman can attack everyone, as you can see, and this is why it's good to have him in your party. Now, these corpses will die out eventually, or I can attack them. But this is actually quite good. This guy in the 3rd position means he's actually limited some of the skills that he can use. And you'll find that happens with melee characters. Range guys, you want to push them in the back every time. So he is taking 6 points of damage this turn, so all I need to do is hit him for 2 and he's dead. So let's see. So let's do it. Perfect. He's going to get a buff, and he is dead. There's not even any purpose to attack this guy. All I can do is move him forward. Yep, he's dead. And because he died via Blight, the corpse disappears automatically. So she is actually doing stress damage, which is bad, obviously, since we can't easily repair that without using skills. But she is basically dead, as long as I can hit her one more time.
As the
and
fiend
dead.
falls, a faint hope blossoms.
And got some items, good. And after combat, it's always good to reorganize your party to exactly how you want it. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's going to help you. So this is why I took the key with me. Even though this box is unlocked, the key is going to give me even more stuff. Oh. Well, that is just some... Thank you, game, for making me a liar. Normally, the strong boxes are locked. It could be because this is a set quest. But normally, you want to use keys on boxes to give you a greater chance of opening them. Alright. He'll be healed, so don't worry. Here's a bookshelf. I could burn the books, which is actually bad. If I use this, there's a chance that it will either raise stress, give me a negative quirk, or give me a positive quirk. Because the chance of you getting positive quirks are rare, it's usually worth it to, roll the dice here. So I'm going to let our Highwayman take the hit. Let's see what happens. Alright, so it was a bad quirk, flawed release, -3 for range skills. That's actually a bad quirk for him. But it's still worth it to take these chances. Because if it was a positive one, it's going to make him a lot better. And I can cure negative quirks back at town. Now we need to go this way because the map tells us that there is a fight there. Alright, there we go, he's back to normal. And bleed won't really work on these guys. They have a 200% chance to resist. So it's not going to really do it. So instead, I'm going to set them up for... Okay, apparently nothing. Okay, we will just poison him. And I'm going to try... Well, actually, I'm just going to kill him.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
He's going to get an attack off. There's no way around that. But fortunately, he dodged. So I'm going to heal. Because you can only use healing skills during combat. So a potential strategy is to extend combat using stuns, or in just having one enemy on the field and then healing your guys. If you go above 10 turns, you will take a stress hit, so you can't exploit it too much. Alright. But this guy is dead. Alright.
This expedition at least promises success.
Alright. She has a Plutomania, which means that there's a chance she will automatically open up bags and treasure chests on her own. Not the worst thing to happen. So generally speaking, most people will leave those quirks on instead of spending the money to get rid of them. Alright. Next combat. Alright. Here we go. This is a... Oh boy, this could be bad. Whew. This is a good example of the challenges of the combat in the Darkest Dungeon. This character is strongest in the 3rd and 4th position due to his quarrel skill. If you can move him up, he'll do far less damage. But if you leave him alone, he can just pick apart your party. So we need to start moving these characters up. Okay. I'm going to try to hit everyone here. Good. Okay, stress. It's going to bump that up. Ouch. And that may cause bleed. Yeah. Now, because of how dangerous this guy is, we really need to focus him down. Okay. Since this guy hasn't acted yet, we can try stunning him. I'm going to take a chance and see if he'll go first. Oh, not. Alright. This one, I definitely want to go for the back row, because I want to start tearing these guys up. Good. They're both blighted. Up. I was hoping to get the attack first so that we could kill him, but that didn't happen. Alright, let's go for it. Good. He's dead, but the corpse remains, obviously. Uh-oh. He's going again. Oh, whew. No critical. Alright, it's her turn. She's going to take 3 damage. So if I can do 5 on her, she'll die, and this will move him up. But it won't move him out quarrel range. So, what are we going to do? I think I'm going to try to kill him. Good. Now, if I had her skill to heal and remove bleed, I would do that here. But we don't have that opportunity, so we're just going to have to hope for another blood. Good. That may... Yeah, she is almost dead, actually. Now she's definitely going to die. And again, because she died by a blight, he'll get moved up.
Not dissuade the sharpened blade.
And I am going to protect him, to hopefully draw the fire away from the other heroes. Alright. Alright, he should be dead, actually. So I am going to try to get a heal. As long as he doesn't go. Up, he went.
A victory. Perhaps a turning point.
Alright, oh, we got bandages, so I can use them to heal. I'll eat that extra food. And now we have to go back. When you backtrack, there is a chance that more enemies and traps will appear. Oh, here's our hunger event. Hunger events are random, but they're the reason why you need to always bring extra food. Okay, here's a trap on the ground. You want whoever has the highest trap percentage to attempt to disarm. So that is going to be our highwayman. Good. Alright, here's another event. By using a torch, we will get basically a full torch meter, as you can see.
A blazing star is born.
Now, we don't know what is in this room, so I'm going to use a little bit more food, and we're going to go in. Alright, nothing. So we know there's at least one more room battle left. It could be in any of these three. There could be more. Oh. Sometimes traps are
Cruel
hidden.
machinations spring
Just
to
like
life
that.
with a singular purpose.
Alright. As you can see, we are running low on food.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Sometimes you get the bull by the horns, other times it gets you, I guess. Alright, so we now know for sure that we have to go over here. There will be one more fight in this hallway. Good. Alright. Since the chance of him getting an individual kill is low, we're just going to go for all three. Good. He has 10 health. Well, these guys only have 4, so if I get the Blight, one of them is going to die. But I think I can kill them both with the Crusaders, so we're going to go for that. Good. And I am definitely going to go for the stun here. Good. Take him out of combat. Perfect. So this guy is dead. He'll take 3 blight damage for his next action, so we don't even need to worry about him. And that's what I was hoping for. Perfect.
These nightmarish creatures can be
All right.
felled. They
Another
can
bookcase.
be beaten.
Let's go for it again. Nothing happened. And we know there is going to be a fight here for sure. And since this is our last fight, there we go. For the quest, I'm just going to use my remaining food to keep these guys a little healthier. In fact, I may even just use the holy water here. Increase our resistances. Alright, let's go. Alright. And we got the surprise. We get 1 free turn. These guys are basically stress dealers. Their attacks don't do a lot of damage, but they will hit you for a huge stress. And she is already pretty high up there. They have high chances to dodge. Now this guy, as you can see, has 25% protection, which makes him a lot more resistant to regular damage. So in this case, it's probably better to start stacking some blight on him. Let's get that going. Because this is pure damage. It's not going to be resisted in any way. Since we have a free turn, I think I'm going to go for his buff. And we will try to attack both of these. Good. And I think we're just going to go for the attack here. Oh, we miss. Oh, now they're going to go. Watch the stress damage. 15. That is a lot there. Okay. I'm going to go for this and hopefully hit all 3. Good. He's almost dead. And since he is the last one to act, I'm going to attack him. Okay, and he is dead for sure thanks to the blight. So it doesn't even make sense to attack him. Instead, we're going to focus on these 2. Good. You know, I think I'm just going to attack this, just for the hell of it. Move these guys up. And he is dead. And now that they're in the first 2 positions, their attacks have been weakened dramatically. Yeah, not even worth, worrying about. There we go. Quest done.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. Room by room.
Okay, we have a trinket, so we can put this on the highwayman. As you can see, increases his dodge and his trap disarm, but it lowers his chance of recovering from stress. let's see what we got. Ooh. This is one of the best quirks to get. As you can see, it will turn any miss into a hit. This is perfect for just about everyone, every class in the game. Let's see. Plus health, that's always good too. She got rabies. Rabies is one of those weird diseases that can actually be good. If you have a high accuracy base character, giving them plus 15% damage can't hurt. And severe enclosed spaces.
In truth, I cannot tell how much time has passed since I sent that letter.
Okay. Let's see our time. We're just under an hour. Now the game is for real. The first quests, first everything are always set. Now we won't know what we're going to get. As you can see, we have 4 heroes joining us. And the stress relievers have been unlocked. The tavern and the
Fresh kegs,
cathedral,
cards,
or the
and
abbey.
curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
This is where you can put your heroes
The
in
cobwebs have been
to
dusted,
recover
the pews set
stress.
straight. The abbey calls to the
As you
faithful.
can see, he will not drink in town, so he can. Oh, I'm sorry. She can only be done in the abbey. Wait, what? Oh, in town will only drink. It's good to read those descriptions. So because she will only drink, and there's someone already in here, we can't recover her stress, unfortunately. But we could send someone else. You can spend resources to improve the amount of stress they'll recover, increase the amount of people who can use this one at a time, and lower the cost. This is what I was talking about earlier with the metagame of improving your Hamlet. It's always better to improve the Hamlet as opposed to improving your hero starting out, because these Hamlet upgrades are forever, while the heroes could die or disappear. As you can see, we have 4 new heroes joining us, so we could effectively take this party with us and let these 4 guys rest. The rest of these we haven't unlocked yet, so we'll come back to that. So at this point in the game, we're pretty much beggars can't be choosers, so we'll probably take all 4 of these. But I'll go over what you're going to look for their quirks to decide when you start getting a little bit pickier. Alright, this guy is not a good example of a character to take starting out because he has no positive quirks that help him out. And obsessed with food, that's not horrible. So again, for right now, we can't really be picky. We're going to take him. Now this is a good quirk. Plus 10 protection. Anything that just flatly increases your character, just straight up black and white makes your character better, these are good quirks to take. So things that improve accuracy, improve damage, protection, anything that improves these stats is a good quirk to take. And this is one that I would actually want to lock down at the sanitarium, which we'll talk about once that opens up. So this guy, definitely, we want him on our team.
Elusive, evasive,
and he comes with the
persistent.
point-blank shot, so that's even
Righteous
better.
traits for a rogue.
Yeah, this is actually a really good rogue or highwayman to take. So you know what? This guy, I'm moving him to the top of the list. This one, another not good character to take. He has no positive quirks that enhance his base stats, and he has 2 negatives. They're not horrible ones, but it's still 2 to 1. So again, if I had to, I wouldn't take him. And as for her, this is another good one. She has plus 5 natural accuracy. And this one, negative 1 speed of health below 50, it's not a do or die negative quirk. So this would actually be a good character to take if she comes up and you're trying to decide who to take with you. So we will take her as well.
Shoot, bandage, and pillage.
Thank
The
you.
dancing steps of war.
Alright, so let's see what these characters have. The Houndmaster is a new class. He was added in with the Corpse update as well. He's a really good class at attacking the entire party, and he provides some healing abilities as well. As you can see, he can stress heal, he can improve his dodge while protecting someone, and he can also has a good chance at stunning. Let's see, what does he have? So I think this one is probably better. Now, from what you can see here, this skill, Hound's Rush, has synergy with Target Whistle. Because Target Whistle will mark a target, and then Hound's Rush will do plus 60% damage against those guys. The heal, it would probably be good to put a heal on as opposed to Guard Dog, actually. Unless we take someone else who has healing skills. And the Arbalest, this is a pure back row glass cannon class. Her skills are mainly meant to hit the 2nd to 4th position, although she does have the Bola, which is alright. She can heal, which is good. But this is the character who's best for attacking back row, and she also gains benefits from hitting marked targets, as the sniper shot will indicate. So what this means is that a party with the Arbalest and the Houndmaster, they have good synergy with each other. The Houndmaster can mark, which will also weaken the character's protection, and then that can be followed with the Arbalest doing more damage. There are other classes such as the Bounty Hunter and the Occultist who also have marking abilities, so these are good ways of synergizing these classes together, which we may or may not see in this video. But let's get back into it. As you can see, we've unlocked some more quests. And again, the quests and their rewards are random. First off, this guy we're definitely going to take. He has protection, which is actually quite good, because protection and dodge is pretty much the perfect combination. And I'm going to give him the trinket that further increases his dodge chance. What this means is that he has a greater chance to avoid damage, and if on the chance that he does take damage, he's going to take less damage compared to other classes, thanks to his plus 10 protection. These two are bad, but they're not like, oh my god, it's going to ruin the character. Now, as you can see, we have 4 quests. The medium quest means we'll be able to camp, and that means we can basically stop the quest and recover our characters in the middle of it. But first, let's see, what are we going to go after? Grave Robber, we haven't found one yet. Okay, we have a survival guide. Not bad, I suppose, but not like, oh my god. Book of Rage, not worth it. And the Grave Robber Satchel, or the Seer Satchel. So none of these are really amazing to take. So let's get our party defined. We're going to take an Arbalest. Now, as for you, good. We can put him in the 2nd position. And I think we will take... why does she have -10? Oh, because she has rabies. We unfortunately can't cure that yet. And the reason I'm taking her as opposed to one of these other classes is that right now... we could take a 2nd Hound for the extra damage and the fact that he can heal. But I'm going to take her because of the stun and the chance, and she has just a little bit better healing. And her stress isn't too bad. If it was 50, I would probably leave her in town. When you're trying to decide the party to build, you want to look at who you're able to attack with this party. Can you heal or augment your party? And who are the typical targets? Such as if you're going to an area that has a lot of beasts, you want to have a character who's good against beasts. But generally speaking, that's sort of like the last thing on your mind. It's basically what this party can do and the positions the party can attack that are the most important. So, let's see. So we're going to do a medium quest. The map is going to be bigger. This is an item that increases your dog's attack, the Houndmaster's attack abilities. You only get it when you take a Houndmaster in. Because this is a medium quest, it means we're going to need more food. So in this case, I'm actually going to take... Actually, I'm going to take 24. Okay. I'm going to take more torches this time. And I'm going to take... This is just to cover me if there are any events that I can use these items for. Alright, that's good. I am spending a lot of money, but I'm hopefully going to get a return on that by finding the items and completing the quests. And I need to take another drink. I am really thirsty after all that talking.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
Okay, so we have to explore 90% of the rooms. Because this is a medium quest, I know that means I can actually avoid one room. Think of it as a mulligan. Now, with this map position, as you can see, there's some dead ends. I'm going to have to hit as many of these rooms as I can. So I think I'm going to go up and go like this. I will have a chance to camp at some point. I want to use this either after a really bad battle, or if I'm getting close to like the mid or halfway point, I want to recover like stress and whatnot. Okay, you're going to see the power of the point blank shot in this quest. Alright. Got an altar of light. So this is a good item. As you can see, it's buffed him. Plus 20% damage until camp. That is going to be amazing because of his point blank shot, which we should be seeing in action.
As the light gains
probably
purchase,
right here.
Spirits are lifted.
Nope. But we got a
and
scout.
purpose is made clear.
Okay. We got a really good scout. You can see here that we know this room is empty, so I want to go up here because this will count as one of the rooms I've explored. We know that there's going to be two fights if I go this direction, one fight if I go here. So we're going to go up. I want to hit these little green blocks. These represent possible events for treasure. Alright, we have books. Again, it's the same thing. I wanted to, I could burn them, but that's actually quite bad. So I'm going to use this and see if we get something good. I'm going to give it to our Houndmaster. Good. We got a positive effect. We've got Weapon Tinker. Negative 20% weapon upgrade cost. That's not a huge deal, but the fact that we got a positive quirk is pretty nice. And again, other than completing quests, this is the only other way to get positive quirks. Alright. Again, we know there is nothing in this room, so we can just walk back the way we came. Not going to worry about the torch just yet until we get back here. So again, I want to try go around this way, because I do have to hit a lot of these rooms. Alright, another bookcase. I'm going to give it to our Arbalist this time. Or you know what? I'm going to give it to the Vestal. Nothing. So I know there's going to be a fight in this hall. I'm going to bump up the torch.
The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
So, let's see what we got. Because these are beasts, the Houndmaster is even better against them. We could bleed the whole party, but not really worth it because these guys have such low health. Instead, I'm going to try and go for a guaranteed kill. Alright. Thank you.
Executed with impunity.
Alright, that may stun him. Nope. Okay. That plus 20% damage is really nice. And since we have a chance to heal, you might as well just heal. Now the bad news is that the Arbalest is not good at hitting first row enemies. I can use the Bola, but it has a damage penalty. It may push him back though. Nope. Nice. Whenever you get a critical hit, it's going to recover stress, and it will destroy the corpse.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright. We know there's nothing over here. Backpack is always good. Get some loot.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Okay. We don't know what's in... Oh wait, we do know what's in this room. Never mind. This is an empty room. It's this area that we don't know, so we gotta be on our guard. Hunger event. In these longer dungeons, this is why you want to take more food than you need, because you never know when you're going to get these events. She dodged a trap, thankfully. So this could be a fight. Yes, it is. And we got the surprise. Again, because I have the torchlight so high, I have a greater chance of getting surprises than I would otherwise. So since we have a free round, what are we going to do? We could stun the enemy. This will basically stop him from acting next round. With this party, I think... I really do want to take this one out. But the Arbalest is really good at back row attacks. So I think I'm going to try and go for the stun and maybe stop him from attacking next round. No. Alright, now you're going to see the power of the point-blank shot. Did a lot more damage, but now we want to... Here's the question. I could mark and set him up for the Houndmaster. But the Houndmaster's mark is actually better. Let's just go for straight damage. Now it's his turn. We could cause bleed on everybody. We could hit this guy and remove all his protection buffs. That may actually be good. Alright, he's lost his protection. But now he's going to attack. Whew. Wow, we are getting really lucky. And now that he's been marked, her sniper shot's going to do more damage. Like decimated. That. Damn. Okay, it's his turn again. We could bleed everyone. But I think I'm going to start setting this guy up. We're going to go for the stun since this guy's the last one who hasn't attacked yet. Come on, stun. Damn, not getting lucky there. Victory. I'm going to move him up, set him up for another point-blank shot. Ugh, that may cause bleed. Only one bleed, not bad. Whew. Well, I want you to... Oh my goodness, we are not stunning. Alright, but because this guy is so big, I can actually hit him with the sniper shot. Good. Alright. Fortunately, she resisted. We will do the Hound's Rush. I'm gonna do it on him. Good. And that's what we want the point-blank shot to do.
Perhaps the turning point.
Alright. And we'll just do a Hound's Harry. That will finish him off.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Okay. First, let me move him back here. What can I get rid of? You know, I'm going to get rid of the torch. Because, as I said, it's more important to get these heirlooms now. There we go. Alright. I took so much stuff, I'm kind of overburdened here. It's 250. I think I'm going to get rid of the anti-venom, actually. Because there's not a lot of events here that would require it. Okay, we know there is a trap up this way. I should probably just bandage her up. There we go. We'll use some of my extra food to heal. Good. And he'll get a stress relief. Alright, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go right up here. And I'm going to back up. Whenever you back up, you will gain more stress, and there's a greater chance for enemies to respawn. So you only want to do it when it's absolutely necessary. Another book? Well, why not? That's just going to raise this up. Just lower the torch. As you can see, when it gets really dark, you can see the positive benefits right there. Enemies are going to become more accurate and do more damage, but you get more loot, and you have a greater chance of critically hitting enemies, which means you also have a greater chance of recovering stress. But at this early part of the game, you really don't want to be staying at this level of darkness. So this may actually be a good time to camp, because camping will immediately restore your torch. So we're going to camp. First thing you do with camp is dole out food. This will give you health back and recover stress.
Companionship.
So I'm going to go for the full. And now you'll use camp skills. These are down here. You can only have, I'm not actually sure, I've never really unlocked all the camp skills yet. But these are buffs that you can apply to your party that will last for the remainder of the dungeon or until you camp again in longer dungeons. So let's see what we got. Heal, not really useful. Reduce stress. Plus, look at all that plus, so we will definitely put that on. Skills have time costs that will eat into your respite up there, so you can't put everything on. Okay, let's see, what does she have? Plus 10 accuracy and dodge, I think we will take that. And I think we're going to give that to him. Just make him super buffed. Okay. We'll give her the buff as well. So we only have 4 more points left. And everyone else is doing really well. So I think I'm just going to do the less likely to be surprised. And we're going to rest. They're going to talk. Whenever you rest, there is a chance you may get ambushed. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so back to the dungeon. Again, we have to explore a few more. We're still doing really well. More books, really. Nothing happened. And it's time for a fight. Ooh, this could be a little dangerous. Alright, I'm going to try and get the stun. I'm trying to decide who's more dangerous, actually. Then we'll go for him. Ugh. That's going to probably cause a bleed. Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to go for the knockback. See if we can push this guy up. Good. With this guy in the front row, his utility is dramatically weakened. And now we will do the helm. I may just be able to kill one of these guys. No. He should be able to kill this one with the point-blank shot. So I think I am just going to... You know what? I'm going to mark. Get him set up to be killed next round. So the rush shot is just very weak. It won't do much against him. Good. And now, we'll just kill him.
Destroyed.
Okay. The only problem with this party is that I should really keep the Houndmaster in the 3rd position so that he can still make use of most of his skills. But I can still weaken these guys. So there goes his protection. Whew. And now I could finish him off, or I could push these two back. I think I'm gonna go for the push. Or we'll just kill them both. We can. That's perfectly fine. And since there is only one guy left, I think I'm gonna just do a heal. And this guy is so dead. Ugh. Alright. Let's just finish him off.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Get some more rewards. I may use the dog biscuit for this room that's coming up, since room fights are usually harder than the hallways. Okay. What I'm going to do is just going to go over here. Get more heirlooms. And then I'm going to go up here and take the chance of fighting. Anything good? Alright, so since we know there's a fight up ahead, let's get that torch up. And I'll have to use the dog treats once we get inside. Is she still good? Yeah. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, this is very bad, actually. These two guys are going to really wreak havoc with us unless we kill them quickly. Come on, I need a critical hit here. Ugh. I'll push him back. Okay. We could attempt a pushback here. I think we're going to go for it. Good. With this guy in the front row, he is dramatically weakened, so we just have to worry about one oral hit this turn. These guys are super resistant to bleed, so this won't do much here. I'm going to mark him to set him up for our next round kill, hopefully. Ooh, there's our first enemy crit of this video. As you can see, that hurt. Okay, what am I going to do here? I think I'm going to go for the kill.
Well
Nice.
struck.
I will have to heal him, though. Bayonet jab. Yeah. The first row attack of the crossbow is just very weak. Yeah. He is starting to take damage, though, so I have to be a little careful. Okay. What are we going to do here? I think we're going to move up. And hopefully get the kill. Good. But we really need to heal him up. Good. Little Hound's Berry. Ugh. Okay. Since this fight is almost over, I think we're just gonna go and beat this guy down. Come on. Oh, what are you doing? Okay. I'm actually gonna take a chance and see if we get another heal. And we'll heal him. Good. Oh, you kidding me? Fortunately, we get another... Oh, wow, this guy... What happened there? There we go. Man, he did not want to die. Okay.
This expedition at least promises success.
I'm gonna drop the holy water. And I think we can just open this. Oh. What did he get? Stress resistive, health below 50. Not a horrible thing. Okay, again, I want to move up just to get this. Oh, she's going to open it. But she resisted, so that's good. And she opened that again, I think, because of the Plutomania. Alright. So for this event, I know to use the medicinal herbs. And by doing that, it's going to give us a lot more better items than we would have otherwise. Okay, we know... Okay, this blue means that this is a shovel. We'll need to break that. Okay.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Alright. We're getting low on food, but fortunately we're almost done. And we got a pretty decent haul, too. Alright. One room left. Or not. We are actually done. Oh, that's right. Short rooms, you can avoid one room. Medium rooms, you can pass on two. But you know what? Just for the hell of it, we're going to explore and see what we have. Because maybe there'll be some more good stuff here. I have the resources. Alright, good. I can use my key. And since this is the last room that we're going to go in, I know I am safe in just using up all our food right here.
The match is struck.
So either there's a fight or there's nothing. Okay, there's a fight. And if things do go too bad, I will retreat from the fight. Okay. This is a good time to use his bone. So as you can see, he gets 100% damage for the next 3 turns. Okay. Who are we going to attack? That's the question. Kill him. There's a greater chance to kill him than it is to kill this one. Let's go for it. Nice. Be gone, fiend. Good. She won't be able to do much, unfortunately. But we may be able to get the kill. Good. And who are we going to go for? I think it's more important to kill this guy. Again, because of his high attack with the quarrel. Nice. That dog tree is really doing the job there. Okay. And one more. Good. Now the only bad thing is I didn't take a third key, so I'm going to have to roll the dice here and see if we get something good or not. Alright. Could have gotten more if I had a key with me, but nevertheless, we did it.
The shifted corridors and sloped
That
walls
probably
of our
couldn't have gone
ancestry
better,
are
actually.
beginning to feel familiar.
These two guys have leveled up. Oh, he got rabies too. Let's see. -2, not horrible. And she got plus holy, or plus to do damage against unholy guys. So, other than the rabies, not bad. And again, rabies is one of those things that can actually work out
I see
for you.
something long absent in the sunken faces of passers-by.
Okay.
A glimmer of hope.
So now the two big buildings have unlocked, the guild and the blacksmith. This is where you'll directly
Make no
improve
mistake.
your characters.
We will face ever greater threats. Our
You can
soldiers must be
unlock
ready.
additional skills. Even though you can only have 4 unlocked, you can mix and match skills as long as you're not in combat. You can upgrade so you can further enhance skills or decrease the cost. That's pretty big because remember, you're going to be doing this for every character that you unlock. And the blacksmith is just pure
The bellows
character
blast
improvement.
once again. The forge stands
from
ready
the
to make
finished
weapons
talking?
of war.
By improving this, I can raise my character's stats, make their damage greater, give them greater chance to crit, or increase their armor. This is limited, however, based on your character's level right here. So a level 0 character, I can't improve anything. And this is also where you'll be spending the most of your upgrades, especially the deeds. You'll need a lot of deeds and crests in order to upgrade this, but this is just pure progression, pure upgrade. So you really want to get this because it's going to make life a lot easier for you. Now with these skills, generally speaking, attack skills don't get a huge buff, which I will actually show you here. We'll do
Some
one of
may
each.
fall, but their knowledge lives on.
Okay. So you can see heals get a huge benefit. Just simply lets you heal more. That's always good. Damage doesn't do too much. The damage mod usually stays the same. It just increases the accuracy and usually like any secondary stats. So with this, the judgment, it will only make it 5% more accurate and gives it 1% greater chance of critting. Excuse me. This, as you can see, it's going to lower the enemy's chance of, it'll lower their damage. So this is a debuff, but it's only used in the first or second row. So that's not really important for me, for what I'm going to be using her for. Instead, it'll probably be good to get the heal, but I want to spend more here to lower that cost. As for him, also skills that do damage over time will get improvements when you increase their skill. So if you look right here, her blight goes from 3 points of damage to 4. That's actually really, really big. And you want to buff these skills when you get a chance. We'll give her Battlefield Medicine. And let's see. And that will probably do it for now, because I don't want to spend all my money upgrading these starter heroes out. And again, I want to upgrade this so that I don't need to, so it will cost less on each one. Now let's see, who can we take? Oh, we got 3 new heroes. The Grave Robber is your critical hit and dodge expert. She can move around thanks to some of her skills like lunge and shadow fade. She does some decent blight damage, and she also has one of the highest chances of critically hitting enemies with all of her skills. When she critically hits, she can just dominate on the field, but if you don't get that chance, she has lower health and lower base damage than the other classes. So you really do need to build the party around her, either buffing her or giving her good trinkets. The Jester is one of the stranger classes. He can buff your party using Battle Ballad, And he has some decent attacks that basically move him forward and back. He can do some bleed. And his ultimate skill, Finale, isn't really that good. I'm kind of expecting it to get buff or alter. He can also weaken the enemy party using Solo. This is one of those characters that you do need to build the party around to use properly. If you just throw him in on a random party, he's not really that useful. The Hellion is another great character for combat. She can attack a lot of the enemies thanks to her skills. Her unique benefit is that a lot of her stronger skills will weaken her. She'll basically have to take a turn to recover unless you use Adrenaline Rush. But she's still a pretty good character as a frontline warrior. She does decent damage, and she can do bleed. Now, this is a good example of a poor character to take, because she comes with Torn Rotator, which means that she'll do -5 damage for melee skills. And because all of her skills are melee oriented, this is a pretty bad one, so I don't think I'm going to take her. Now, if she had -2 range skills, then it wouldn't matter, because, again, all of her skills are melee oriented. I think I will take... do I want the Jester? Jester may be good if I spec him with Inspire, with Battle Ballad and Slice Off. Buff the party. Oh, here's another good thing, or another thing to point out. You can see right here, this mark. This means that this negative quirk is locked, meaning that it will not fall off if that hero gets more than 5 quirks. Normally, when you have 5, the next one will basically take off the one, I think, starting from the top up or the most recent. Or I'm sorry, it could be from the bottom. I'll have to look at that a little more. But because this is locked, this means this skill will never disappear unless I go to the Sanitarium, which will unlock probably the next quest. Let me see. Time check. We're at an hour and a half in on this. I think we'll play one more quest, and I may have to do a part 2 video just to cover all the basics. But for now, I'm going to send... Let's see. I'm going to improve the stress
All
recovery.
manner of diversion and dalliance await those who cross the
I'm going to let
threshold
her
with coin
recover.
in hand.
And we're going to take the Grave Robber for right now.
To those with a keen eye, gold gleams like a dagger's point.
Thank you. Let's see, we'll sort these. Tools is still pretty damn good. Even though he has a lock quirk and he has rabies, but that's still not bad actually, because they have higher accuracy than other classes. Reginald, or Regnold, this is not. This is one of those weird things. He has a disease which is a 1 negative, kleptomania which is really bad, that's locked on, that's a 2nd negative, but he has faded which is really, really good. I think it's still going to be worth it to get rid of him when someone else comes. Alright, anything else I can do? Here, we healed that. I'm not too worried about their skills for right now, because 5% more accuracy isn't that big, at least starting out these level 1 quests. But I think... 1, 2, 3... I think I am going to unlock... he's going to be in the 2nd row. Wait, what about her? She's got poison darts, that's really good. Thrown dagger, that's good. Lunge, I probably won't use. Yeah. Then we'll go with 1. Yeah, then I'm going to unlock Blackjack. Okay, we have a new area unlocked. Huh, not bad. And because this is a training video, we're going to explore the new area, just to show that off to people. So the weld, this area gives you a greater chance of finding deeds, which means that you'll have a greater chance of improving the blacksmith and the guild. The enemies here are going to be of Eldritch and Beast variety. So the Occultists and the Houndmaster are going to be good here. Vestal and Crusader, not as much. But we may have to take them anyway. So, tools, you're going. I'm going to take Sydney. Solars. And, let's see. And I will take Maudit. Any other trinkets I can actually equip? Nah, it's not worth it. Alright, this is a short quest, so that's good. Again, we want to take extra food. Now for this one, you actually want to take a few of these because there are events that will require them. So you can earn quite a bit amount of money if you survive. I don't need holy water here, so I think this should do it. It's a short quest, so we don't need to worry about spending a long time camping and doing all that. Now, we are going to run into some heavy hitters, though.
Corruption has soaked the soil.
Alright, this doesn't look like a good outline. Alright, we have to complete 100% of the battle, so we do have to explore everywhere. Well, at least she dodged it. That's good. Okay. Loot is always good.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles.
Anything? Anything?
For in blood.
Okay, we got a scout. Good. Alright, so we do have to go here, because we have to complete all the battles. Fortunately, I brought some shovels.
A victim to the spreading corruption.
Here's an event.
With misintent.
And I know from experience to use the bandages. Give me extra loot. And we have a fight.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
He's bleeding. Oh, I probably should have put Battlefield Medicine on her. That was a stupid mistake on my part.
Devastating blow.
Get that bleed going. That's gonna hurt stress-wise. And she's gonna take 1 point of damage. Let's go for it. She will actually get, as you see, an action increase every time she uses that skill. Good. She will die this turn.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Another bleed. Whew. He's gonna just take 1 point of damage. I'm not too worried about that. And now this guy is dead. But again, I made a very poor mistake. I should have given her the ability to heal. Yeah, I should have unlocked battlefield bandages. That was a mistake on my part. Fortunately, there's only 4 rooms after this. I may use the biscuit here. Yeah, we're going to use the biscuit. These guys are very beefy. Alright. And we're going to try to take out these back row guys first, because they can do a huge amount of blight damage if you leave them alone. I'm hoping the extra critical damage will help out here. Ah. Oh boy, this is going to hurt. Whew. He's going to probably mark. That's okay. But we gotta deal with these guys. They are a little bit more resistant to blight. So we're just gonna go for straight damage. Nice. That's what we want. As I said, when the Grey Robber gets those crits, she is unstoppable. Okay. And we really need a crit here. Their protection is what's making it bad. And I am going to attack this guy. So I want to get rid of him before he attacks. Okay, and we may be able to get another kill. Good. That's good. Only the 2 heavy guys are remaining. Let's go for this one. Oh, I am a freaking idiot. I should have put the blackjack on. But maybe we can get a kill. This is going to hurt. Oh, I knew that was going to be bad.
Reeling, about to break.
It's probably not going to cause blight. Oh, it did. That was surprising. Okay, this guy may actually die. Now he's sure to die, thanks to the damage over time.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
I definitely got punished there. I should have put blackjack on. And just want to make sure... Okay. While we are down, we're not out. What's this? Plus 4 accuracy.
Otherworldly corruption.
This is why I take extra food, so that I can at least heal a little bit. Healing in this game is not going to solve your problems. It's just going to hopefully help you get by. Okay, we know there's at least one guaranteed fight left. So it's a little sketchy at the moment. But again, in this early part of the Darkest Dungeon, I don't really care about these guys. I care more about the treasures they're going to hopefully bring back. Alright, we have another event. I know to use the anti-venom here.
Beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Okay. Again, we'll keep that up. Oh boy. Do I want to stun? That is the question. I think I do. Eeny, meeny, you. Good. Alright, we need this to be a kill.
Destroyed.
Okay. Let's get that. Oh, they resisted the blight. We should be able to kill him next turn.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
Alright, well, we know we gotta kill him.
A powerful blow.
Good. This guy is so dead.
A singular strike.
Stress damage isn't too bad, but we are definitely taking it in terms of health.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright, I think we're gonna try to heal some more. Even if it's just a little amount, it will hopefully... Oh, goodness. Whew. Okay. We gotta start weakening these guys. But maybe better to stun. I really need to work on these guys because they're the strongest. Don't push, don't push. Good. Whew. Thank you, dodge. And we'll try and push these guys back because they're not as effective in the back row. He is resistance to stun, unfortunately. But you know, it's only a 45%. 45 versus 125, so I'm gonna go for it again. Good. Take him out. Stress, I'm not too worried about here, even though it's gonna be bad. Okay. Ugh. Light is getting dark. Alright. And I just want to get this guy out. Oh, it's really getting dark now. Maybe we can kill him. Good. As long as they're not targeting the Houndmaster, I'm fine with this fight taking a little bit longer. Go, crit damage, go. Wow.
As victories
Lots
mount,
of good stuff there.
so too will resistance.
But that means we still have one more guaranteed fight. Let's get that torchlight back up. Only tells me we don't have a fight here. Oh. Okay. Okay. These guys aren't super dangerous as long as you can kill them quickly, because they will spawn new guys. So we really need to lay into them quick. Good. Okay. And we need the stuff, so I don't want them to attack and possibly reproduce an enemy. Good. His chance of stun is 70, so I think we'll just go for pure damage. Good.
A trifling victory.
Okay.
But a victory
But
nonetheless.
unfortunately means we still have one, possibly two more fights. Okay, this is... Oh no, don't look in there. I can get actually more food by using the medicinal herbs on that. Why did he do that? Of course, Stidomania. Up, hidden trap.
Ambushed by
But I
foul
can
invention.
repair that using anti-venom. Got a map. Well, this will clue us in. Alright, so we know this is the last room. Right. Well, here we go. What's gonna happen? Here we go again. Stress I'm not too worried about. It's these guys. Alright, he's almost dead, thankfully. First stun. Good. Ugh,
Such
that's
a
going to be a
terrible
huge
assault
stress.
cannot
Wow.
be left
Almost
unanswered.
at 100. And we'll go for a push. And I think we're going to go for the lunge and hopefully kill him. Okay. He is more resistant to stun, but maybe we can get him. Good. And... oh, come on, kill him. Okay. Good. The heaviest hitters are gone. And these guys shouldn't be too bad. Alright, that's not good. The Arbalest can't do anything. Front row. Oh, she's about to lose it. All I can do is move her back. Go, doggy, go. Oh, good. You can now see what happens when someone's stress hits 100. Let's watch. And bad. When someone's health hits, I'm sorry, when someone's stress hits 100, they'll have that check, and either they'll get a positive trait and reset their stress, or they're going to fall into a malady. In this case, being selfish, which means they'll have less health and less accuracy, and they're going to start affecting the stress of everyone around them. To cure this, I need to have her rest.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. Right. They can be beaten.
But first, you know what? Let's see what the altar has. I know. She's probably close to having a heart attack, but it doesn't really matter. I actually want to hit these two areas and maybe get some more loot. And there is a chance when characters do succumb, they may not act, they may disregard your orders. Like right now, she's being selfish. Thanks a lot. Alright, got some free food, so I'm going to use this to heal everyone up before we leave. Good, good, we're out.
Driving out corruption is an endless battle, but one that must be fought.
Alright, let's see how we did. Oh, not good. So far, not really good stuff.
I see something
but she recovered from stress, so we can use her now.
Passers-by. A glimmer of hope.
And the sanitarium's been unlocked. This is where we can take characters to recover. We can cure diseases, and we can remove negative quirks, or lock positive quirks so that they will always remain on. So this is where stuff like natural swing, faded, protection, or wait, where is it? Get out of there. Hard skin. Like, this would be one that I would want to lock on. But in this case, it's way too expensive. I would want to improve this using the treatment library. So watch. See, went down pretty nice.
And tonics can overcome things a sharpened sword cannot.
So, if we look at our list of characters, he has 2 of them. I would have to spend, in order to cure him of both, it's going to cost me 1,500. Or I could lower the cost even more. There you go.
The front line
so now
of this
13.
War is not in the dungeon, but rather inside the mind.
So let's look at our list. Does anyone have anything really, really bad? Again, rabies is debatable. The fits, again, this is really bad. I am going to get rid of him, I think. So I'm not worried about that. We got some deeds. So, what can we improve? Yeah, lower the cost. That'll be a good first step.
A stronger shield. Anything to
Okay, so we have 4 new
life.
characters. Let's see. Ooh, she has hard skin, but reduced dodge. Since it's easier to remove a negative quirk than it is to get a good positive one, this would actually be a really good character to take. So you know what? I am going to toss Reynolds out on his ass. And I'm going to take
Send
Bouchard.
this one to journey elsewhere, for we have need of sterner stock.
Okay, the next one. The Man-at-Arms is your defensive. This is like your closest thing to a tank in the game. He can weaken enemies using his bellow. He can increase his protection. And he can mark himself and then have a chance to attack enemies. Whoever attacks him, he can follow that up with an attack of his own. When you raise his crit chance or his damage up high enough, you can basically turn him into a damage sponge who returns the damage back to people. But you do need to train him pretty well to do that. Let's see. Not the best. And not horrible either. So at this point, this is one of those. Here's another good example of another thing players can mess up on in the early game. Right now, with this Grave Robber, in order to make her better, I would have to spend the money to reduce the stress. But she doesn't really have any positive quirks or positive stats I would really need. So it's actually better in this early stage just to get rid of her, because the cost outweighs the benefits. And because I always have 4 heroes coming, I can just get someone else right here. So you know what? I'm going to take a Man-at-Arms.
Youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
Thank you. And again, at this early part of the game, you just really want to improve the Hamlet above your heroes. Once we've got enough discounts that we can quickly and inexpensively improve characters, remove bad quirks and whatnot, then that's the time to start preserving them. But for right now, you just want to focus on getting your items here and improving the town. So with that, let's see. So this is a really good Plague Doctor skill. It increases the chance they'll cause blight, but just lowers their speed by 1. So this would be worth it to go for. Alright, so I think for right now we are just under 2 hours of recording. I am going to call it for this video. I haven't shown everything there is to the Darkest Dungeon, especially for those starting out. So I am going to have to come back to this. Yeah, this game definitely... Just reading some of the comments in chat. You really... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as a comment in chat, as I said, you really don't care about your heroes right now. It's really about the Hamlet. This is the part, again, that a lot of players do struggle with the early game. Just think of it as the it's almost like reverse XCOM Enemy Unknown, where it was more important to preserve heroes early on to improve your base. Here, it's about improving the base so that the heroes who do survive and don't go insane or raid-beat or whatever can benefit from things down the line. So, as I said, we're going to come back to this with a part 2, but hopefully these 2 videos will be enough to give you guys a good first step into the game. So, for right now, I'm going to call it here. For those of you watching this live, thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to check back real soon for part 2, where I'll be taking more questions and showing off more of the early game. For those of you who've been enjoying this on YouTube and want to see more videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. That'll help me out a lot. Everybody, please check out game-wisdom.com for posts and podcasts relating to game design and the industry, as well as our ongoing Patreon campaign to secure some much-needed monthly funding to keep everything running. You can find me on Patreon under Josh Bycer or Game Wisdom, and any donation would be greatly appreciated. And finally, for the YouTube crowd, as I've said, please check out the Twitch channel. That is GW Bycer, most nights at 10 Eastern, although I may record special videos and I will alert people in Twitter and whatnot about that. You'll be able to watch these recordings live, ask any questions you have, and just hang out. Anyway, that's going to be it for tonight. Have a great night. Hopefully, don't get too distraught with the Darkest Dungeon, and I will catch you all next time. Take care.